rooms. Each of us gets our own computer. Got a nice little bar there. We come out. Got our different faculty rooms here. And this is how close we are to the clinic. Literally, we come out the door and it's right around the corner. So if we have a few minutes during clinic, we can actually just check it out. And right here we are. So this is the retina lane here. And all the way down, we've got all these doors here. This is the retina hall. That's how close you are. We have all of our lasers right here. Seen lots of laser rooms, I'm sure. This is our injection rooms, all here. All these are lasers and additional procedure rooms. So that's the quick tour.
My name's Aaron Ricca, and I would love to talk to you about the kind of surgical cases, the complexity, and the level of instruction that we get here. We get everything from your routine macular holes and puckers all the way to third and fourth re-op PVR, tractional rhegmatogenous retinal detachments, and everything in between. Faculty, they turn over virtually all parts of the cases very, very early on. They'll sit with you and kind of let you struggle through some of the more difficult peeling, giving focused guidance and direction basically the entire time. So the faculty are there, they're at the scope, they're not off in another room or at the computer, and they're instructing you on hand positioning and the finer details and minutia that really kind of takes good surgeons to great surgeons versus just letting you kind of learn on your own or by observation. My first week with some of the faculty, I was already peeling macular membranes and doing complete vit buckles for tractional detachments, and I think the breadth is really, really important. You don't want all super easy cases, but you also don't really want all super hard cases because once you get out, you want to be able to tackle kind of anything that comes your way. Basically, all the intraocular foreign bodies come here to the area. It's not an insane amount, but it's enough that you learn how to do it. You learn how to do it well. So I think the level of complexity is fantastic. I think the breadth of complexity is fantastic. But I think one of the most important things that you that people don't always think about or take away from the experience and the exposure is that when you're working with the faculty, that they are there at the scope with you. They're instructing you every step of the way, and they're willing to take the time to sit and just watch you and instruct you and kind of let you struggle through learning some of the more difficult techniques, using like bimanual, using a lighted pick along with forceps. I've done all this stuff. I did all that stuff within the first couple months of really starting my surgical experience. So it's been fantastic.
I came here with a pretty unique interest in inherited retinal diseases and the surgical management of inherited retinal diseases. So if you're interested in that, I can tell you that there's a wealth of opportunities to work here, whether it is on a medical side, diagnostic and screening versus surgical projects. But if you're not interested in IRD, I can tell you also that there's a lot of other opportunities, including oncology, bread and butter retina, as well as any surgical project you can think of. I can think of any faculty who is not interested in research, to be honest.
It's amazing working with these world-renowned retina specialists. I feel like I am
part of the team. They really believe in horizontal leadership. So they value my opinions, my thoughts, my feelings, and really want me to succeed. And I think anytime you talk to any alumni here, you'll get that same vibe as well. One of the things that I feel is particularly important here is, in addition to the regular bread and butter retinal surgery, you'll get a lot of tumor and also a lot of genetic inherited retinal dystrophy training. And some of the opportunities that we have for research are combining those interests. For me, it's tumors, so looking at tumors that have specific genes associated with them, and then saying how can we combine our knowledge of gene editing here and then marrying those two together for some really cool research projects that we're doing right now. So I feel very, very lucky to be able to participate in that.
My name is Chris Fortenbach, and I'm a first-year Vitreoretinal surgical fellow. I actually was a resident here, and I found that when I was interviewing for fellowships, I kept coming back to the things that I loved about my home department. Just to sort of highlight a couple of the things that really drew me to stay, number one would be the culture. Iowa is a pretty unique place in that we've brought together a phenomenal group of faculty members, trainees, support staff in a collegial manner, in a way that I think is unparalleled by any other program around the country. Folks are not only tremendously talented, but they're friends, and they're working together to promote the group as a whole and to help each other build their careers and ultimately to help patients. I feel like that extends not only within the clinic, but also outside when it includes things like research. You can do basic science research as a fellow, be it with Dr. Stone or Dr. Tucker, looking at stem cell therapies for inherited retinal disease, all the way over to clinical research involved with, for instance, Dr. Folk or Dr. Russell or Dr. Hahn. And there's an abundance of those opportunities where you get a chance to take a project from the beginning all the way to the end, or you can actually get to participate in a project which is ongoing, or even clinical trials. One of the things that I hadn't anticipated when I came here as a resident originally was actually that living in Iowa City itself is tremendously easy. It takes a lot of the stress and pressure off of being a trainee. I live about a 5-minute drive or a 15-minute bike ride from work, which when the weather's good, I'm biking to work every day. When the weather's not great, I'm either driving or taking the bus, which is a 10-minute bus ride. It's incredibly easy as well. And it means that I don't have to worry about a lot of the logistics that I would if I lived in a bigger city. And all these things together mean that you can focus on the things that are most relevant to you, be it training, obviously, but also, having time with both your friends and your family outside of work, and not having to worry about various logistical issues.
My name is Douglas, and I'm a first-year Vitreoretinal surgery fellow at the University of Iowa. I would like to share with you some of the unique aspects of our program. First and foremost is our call system. We do not take any call for the first or the last 6 months of our fellowship, and this would allow you to study for the board exam if you haven't taken it already when you start fellowship. Or you can just use the time to read about retina, looking what kind of research project you want to take, or just to get used to moving to a new city. Secondly is our central location. You show up to work in one clinic and you go home from this one clinic. There's no middle of the day traveling to a satellite clinic or going to the VA hospital. Number 3 is our nice and amazing faculty. We work hard and we play hard. We have a lot of fun together outside of work. For example, in July, we all went on to a bike ride. In August, all the fellows got together and we went to a state park where we had some barbecue. That was really, really sweet. And just most recently, we all went on to a fishing trip together where I caught 14 or 15 fish in a 2-hour period. And lastly is our well thought out clinical and surgical curriculum. For example, each day you're exposed to a different subspecialty within retina. On Monday, you might be in tumor clinic seeing choroidal melanomas, things like that. On Tuesday, you might be in the OR or in the inherited retinal disease clinic. On Wednesdays, might be a general clinic where you see bread and butter AMD or diabetic retinopathy patients. Thursdays, you might do some intravitreal injections, or you might do some lasers. And on Fridays, you might be in uveitis clinic. So overall, I think we have a very balanced approach to learning about retina. And I truly think this is a unique program, and the reason why I ranked it #1. I look forward to seeing you on the interview day, and I wish you best of luck on this amazing journey. Thank you.
Cool. Hi everyone, I'm Chirantan. I'm the Medical Retina Fellow this year at Iowa, and it's an incredible program. It's unique among medical retina fellowships because you get a day a week dedicated to research and no call responsibilities at all. So if you are interested in a career in academic medicine, this is really the place to develop your interest and your research ideas. I came from private practice before this, and so this was a pivot for me, and there was really no other place that I'd wanted to go, both from an education and research standpoint, but also I have a family of 2 young kids, and Iowa City is great for families. There's a lot to do, and the kids really love it here. And I guess the key thing for me that differentiated Iowa from other programs was the focus on education. A lot of programs will say they value education, but they really don't have the kind of structured didactics we do here, and also the unstructured learning, which is more valuable, I think, where you can sit down with an expert in a disease after clinic and just talk about your patients for that day, and that's the kind of learning you don't get in textbooks or CME courses, and that's what you get here at Iowa. So I hope you join.